Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got some time. It's your boy Callum Smith with the Silent A podcast. And for this, let's get straight into it. April 18th, 2026. It is signed, sealed, delivered, and confirmed. We have the likes of Callum Smith, David Morrell. Good fight. Good fight. And shout out to the month of April and especially the UK for bringing us more good boxing. We already got Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Derek Chisora, April 4th, 2026. We'll be there. Then you've got the likes of, the return of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury against the Russian Mike Tyson. And now we have Callum Smith, David Morrell bringing some action for us. And this is not a fight that I was expecting, looking for, calling for. But it makes sense. Both of these fighters need this fight. Both of these men need a strong win here. And I think that's what's going to make this an exciting fight. Not even, right? I think David Morrell is probably the stronger fighter, whereas Callum Smith is the stronger puncher, one-punch puncher, right? Skills, I will give to the likes of Callum Smith. Dedication, defense is okay, strong jab, long jab at that. And let's get into the real thing here. Level of competition, level of experience. Callum Smith, 2 losses on his career, but 2 losses to some of the greatest fighters. Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds. And that was a strong Canelo Alvarez as he was going for undisputed. And then Artur Beterbiev, who at that time Callum fought him, was knocking everybody out and knocked out Callum Smith. But Callum made a good showing for himself. He showed he had heart. He tried to stay behind that jab and that strong overhand right or that straight right. And it just wasn't enough for that monster in Artur Beterbiev. But outside of that, he's beaten everyone else, including a impressive victory last February against the likes of Joshua Buatsi. Good fight, good scrap. And Callum stayed disciplined and dedicated to the game plan, strong jab, as we always say. And that right hand was there. He got that one out by good decision victory. David Morrell, strong fighter, moving up from 168 pounds, staying now at 175. Lost his first step up to, obviously, the David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, and Bandera Roja. And then had a fight last July that was kind of a comeback, keep busy fight that he kind of struggled in and got dropped in that fight and snuck it out with a split decision victory. But as we're heading to this fight, April 4, 2026, like we said, both men need a strong win, a good name on that record to push them closer to a title fight against the likes of Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev winner, or if David Benavidez comes down after beating the likes of Gilberto Zuto Ramirez. Yes, I said he will beat Gilberto Zuto Ramirez. Got another video for that. If they can get either one of those men, this fight here puts them in contention, gives them a name recognition, and more importantly, gives them more buying power to put them in place for that fight next. Either one of those fights. Skills. I expect Callum Smith to win this fight based on skills and experience. Long jab, again, dedicated to the game plan. He rarely gets flustered. He will go for it if he needs to, like he did in the Artur Beterbiev fight. He tried his best to stick with the game plan, stick behind the jab and keep it at bay. But Artur was too strong, so at a certain point, Callum recognized he had to let it go, and he tried. He has heart, in my opinion. I know some people kind of criticize him on that, but to me, Callum Smith has the right amount of heart he needs to fight his game. Again, dedicated, strong puncher, strong one-puncher, right? I'm not saying he's a strong fighter, which I give that to David Morrell, especially on the inside and be able to muscle move around, but that one punch power that he has, that good snappy straight right or overhand right, Callum Smith has that, and I think he's the stronger one puncher in this fight, if that makes sense. But I think the skills will pay the bills in this one. I think we'll see a good display from Callum Smith. I see it going. I actually see this one. I was about to say it will go all the way, but honestly, right now, I see Callum Smith stopping David Morrell late in this fight if he can stay dedicated. I think I see him stopping David Morrell late in this one. Again, the experience that he's had, the resume is there. Callum Smith is a pedigree fighter, not top tier, not great, but a good pedigree fighter, a good veteran fighter at this point. And I just don't see the likes of David Morrell, who has limited experience in the ring, especially at 175 pounds. Really at 168, he hit that as a pit stop. Fighting these bigger guys and managing your stamina and strength, and knowing where your feet need to be, and knowing where you need to move to stay out of the way of certain punches, and when to turn it up, and when to steal rounds or not steal rounds, and when to change the levels on your jab and the cadence on your punches. I just don't think David Morrell has that right now. I think he needs a little bit more experience, and going over to Liverpool, man, it's going to put even more energy in the back pocket of Callum Smith. I just see it all favored for Callum, but I do see David Morrell giving it his all. There is no weakness in David Morrell from the standpoint of heart and trying to give you a fight. He's going to bring it. He's going to try to take Callum Smith's head off, and that's why I think this is going to be a good fight April 18, 2026, a good, strong fight against two good fighters. I just think one skill set is going to, separate them, especially when it goes to the back half of that fight. But we're far out, right? It's February. April's 2 months away. Got a lot to see. There's a lot of game planning to go on. Camp's got to be strong. Callum Smith's going to be out the ring a little bit over a year. David Morrell, a little bit more active at this point. A lot can happen. Weigh-ins got to happen. But that's our early thoughts and predictions. But one thing I will say is this. For sure, this should be a good fight. Shout out to boxing for getting it right. Shout out to the light heavyweight division. And more importantly, shout out to UK boxing. This is a great year for y'all. Anyways, it's your boy Casual with Sane Podcast. Hit that like button. It's free. Comment below and subscribe if you got the time. Until the next time. Peace.